Today, we're going to learn how to build a birdhouse and hopefully not get blown away in the process. First, we want to make sure we have some protective gear. A pair of gloves and a pair of protective glasses should do the trick. Next, you'll need a ruler and a pencil, a hammer and some nails, either a handsaw or an electric saw. I'm going to use the electric because it's a little easier. An electric drill with a 1.5 inch paddle bit. That way you can make the hole in the birdhouse. And finally a board that's 3/4 of an inch thick, 5.5 inches wide, and about 8 feet long. Next, take your ruler and pencil and mark these measurements on your board. These will make up the sides, the front, the roof, the back, and the floor of your birdhouse. Now make sure you have that protective gear on. Let's get on those glasses, gloves, and a pair of long pants and closed-toed shoes. Next, you'll want to grab your electric saw or handsaw. I should have mentioned this earlier, but the use of any tools and equipment shown in this video should be accompanied by an adult if you are a child and want to build a birdhouse. Anyway, let's get back to it. After you've plugged in the electric saw, you'll need to make cuts along the lines that you measured out previously. Remember that 2 of these cuts will be diagonal to form the sides of the birdhouse. Next, you'll take the floor piece of the birdhouse that you cut out and cut the corners of it to provide drainage for inside the birdhouse. After that, you'll want to grab the front board of your house so we can make a hole for the bird. Grab your electric drill and the 1.5 inch paddle bit so we can do this. I'm making this house for a bluebird, that's why it's 1.5 inches. Birds won't inhabit houses with too wide of a hole or too small of a hole, so if you plan on making a birdhouse, make sure you know for what species and how big the hole should be. Also, make sure your hole is at least 4 inches from where the bottom of your birdhouse will be, and make sure you're drilling into another board as shown here on the other side. This will prevent the drill bit from moving around while making the hole. Now we have all the pieces to the birdhouse. We have the front, the back, the floor, the sides, and the roof. Before we start, you'll want to take the back of your birdhouse and mark 2 inches from the bottom. This is where our floor will go. This gives room for you to nail both the top and bottom to a pole when we finish the house. For this part, you may want some help holding the pieces together while you hammer in the nails. That's what sisters are for. Take the floor piece and one of your side pieces and line them up so you can hammer in 2 nails on the bottom. Now you have one side of your birdhouse set. Next, you'll take the backboard and line the floorboard up with the line you marked 2 inches from the bottom. Also, make sure the longer side of the sideboard is up against the backboard. Then, you'll hammer in 3 nails, 2 on the side connecting the sideboard, and 1 on the bottom middle connecting the floorboard. Now you have the backboards set up to your birdhouse. Next, take the front board of the house and align it with the side and floor. Hammer in 2 nails to connect the sideboard and 1 nail to connect the floorboard. The second side will be a little bit different. We want to be able to open up the birdhouse so we can clear out old nests after a season of use. To do this, place your side in where it will go without nailing it in. Then take your pencil and ruler and put 2 marks directly across from each other on the back and front boards. Then, hammer in 1 nail from either side where you marked. This will act as a hinge and allow you to open the side panel. You can also add a screw at the bottom of the side panel to secure the door to the floor. Then you can simply unscrew it when you want to empty the house. But as you can see, mine is pretty tight, so it's safe and won't open on its own. Last but not least, the roof. You'll want to hammer in 2 nails on the side, connecting the sideboard that doesn't open, and 1 nail connecting the front of the house. Make sure you don't put a nail inside that swings open, otherwise it won't open. Congratulations! We just made something that'll benefit birds for years to come. You can place the birdhouse on a wooden pole right in your backyard and watch the birds use it each season. Try to avoid putting it on any tree, as that provides predators an easier way to get to the nest.
Okay, go ahead. You're good.
Just keep recording it.
Okay. Yeah. Covering my eyes.
Oh, anything else in my eyes? No, Mother Nature.
Go away, Wentz!
Go away!
It was too windy!
It's okay. It's okay. Just keep going.